Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kyra in case you're new, and today I'm bringing to you 4 looks, 1 palette with the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette and my review. If you're new to my channel, a very special welcome to you. I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave. If you like what you see today, it's free, it's easy, and it helps you find my videos Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday when I upload. So if you're new to how I do these videos, I will create 4 looks or more in an effort to use as many shades in the palette as I can, and then I come back and I answer a few questions for you. The first question is, what, if anything, stood out about the palette or the product? Also, what, if anything, do you need to know about the product or the palette before buying? Also, knowing what I know now, would I repurchase this product if something happened to it? And also, knowing what I know now, who would this product be perfect for, and do I recommend it? So let's go ahead and get into the 4 looks. This is the 4th look, and I will see you at the end with my final thoughts. right, so I hope you enjoyed those looks. Let me know down below which was your favorite. I think my favorite was probably the purple blue look, the second look, Cool Waters. Do you guys like my corny names, or do you think it's stupid? Anyhow, let's go ahead and go quickly through look by look. I'll let you know what I discovered. In the first look, I kind of discovered that the shade Paraiso, I think I'm saying that right? This one right here, one of the duochromes, really benefits from being layered over a glitter glue or wetting your brush, but it still produces some glittery fallout. So if that's gonna be bothersome to you, you might wanna do your eyes first. I'm not in the habit of doing that. I just live my best glitter life if that happens, but you should know that. And then also I felt like all of the matte shadows in this palette, not just in this look, but overall, blend really beautifully. In the second look, I felt like both of the mattes blended really well. The shade Tropicana as well as the shade Royal, and purple and blue are some of the harder shades to formulate, so I think for a palette at this price point, I was really happy with the results from that. The shade Disco was super buttery and smooth, but also really benefited in terms of the opacity and the shine factor from having the brush wetted with a spray. In look 3, I just wanted to make mention that this reddish shade called Spiced did stain my eyelids overnight. Like last night when I took my makeup off, my eyes were stained, but then this morning after showering and the whole thing, I didn't feel like my eyes were stained anymore. But you do need to know that, because sometimes shadows that stain can also be irritating to sensitive eyes. And then in the last look, aka this look, I felt like this shade Baja Mar, which is the green shade, definitely took a lot of building up. I think it really benefits more from a more dense brush in terms of application and really pressing it more so onto the eyes before you go ahead and blend out the edges. Or, as you would have seen in the demo, I thought using my finger actually worked really well. It does have some micro sparkling. I mean, it looks like a matte, but it does have some sparkle to it. And so it almost functions a little bit like a satin shade. Not a lot of sheen, no metallic qualities, but it does behave a little bit like a satin shadow. So I felt like it did apply okay using the finger in terms of building up really that intensity of the color. And then also, as you would have seen in the demo, I believe that the shade Sip Sip really benefits from being wetted. It's a little bit chunky, and even when applied with the finger, I felt like it still kind of was a little bit uneven or patchy. But then when I wet the brush and, you know, smooth it over the eye, it applied beautifully. So here are the things that stood out to me. First and foremost, there are 3 duochromes in here. You have Sea Salt, which is more of a flaky, glittery topper, but definitely a duochrome. You have this shade Paraiso, which is kind of like a warm base with a light greeny gold shift to it, as well as the shade Disco, which is more of a purple shade with some shifts of like a turquoise and purple, blue. It's beautiful. You saw the look. So that's really exciting. I think it's really cool when a brand, especially a drugstore brand like e.l.f., kind of catches up with the times and realizes that we're looking for some really interesting eyeshadows out here, because if you're anything like me, you probably have a lot. Also, I just really love the mixture of the warm tones and the cool tones. You kind of have this like cool tone corner over here and then a lot of warm neutrals, as well as I thought it was really nice that they included both a warm and a cool tone brown, a deep brown, which made it really nice to sort of anchor the look no matter what shades I was using otherwise, whether warm or cool. The things that I think you need to know about before buying this palette is, first of all, I did not use this shade called Raisin Shine. It is absolutely a stunning sort of yellowy, bronzy gold shade. But I do find that that particular shadow, even though I did not use it, it does swatch beautifully, and it is consistent with the formula that I've come to know and love from e.l.f. in these palettes. And then something else you need to know is that this palette in its entirety is very consistent in performance, quality, and you know, just general ease of use as the other 18 palettes, as well 18 pan palettes rather, as well as the little bite-sized eyeshadow quads. I think across the board, e.l.f. has gotten really consistent with their formula, which I am very excited about, because then I don't hesitate in purchasing more of these 18 pan palettes in the future. And then the other thing I think that one must note is that there is a lot of warm neutrals in this palette. So either if you don't like warm neutrals or you have a lot of warm neutrals, this might be something that you could skip and maybe just focus on finding either individual shadows or another palette that focus on the cool tone shades that might be attracting you to this palette. Because that being said, I mean, there's 6 out of 18 shadows in my estimation that are kind of cool tone. So, you know, there's the ratio for you anyway. Would I repurchase this palette again if I dropped and broke it tomorrow, or somebody stole it, or some kind of tragedy like that? Probably not, but only because I feel like I have a lot of these shades in my collection already, both of the warm tones and the cool tones. I really just wanted to review this palette because I love these palettes from e.l.f. and this is the first limited edition, I believe it's limited edition, palette that e.l.f. has put out in this format since they've started making these 18 pan palettes, and so I was really excited to try this. I mean, I guess there was the J Kissa palette, and that is in this format too. I'm sorry, I didn't try that one. But I was really keen to try this one, and even though I suspected that I had most, if not all of these shades in my collection, I just want to be able to come back and share the information with you guys, whether it's consistent, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. I think this would be perfect for someone looking for a super fun summer palette just to play around with. Maybe you want to play around with mixing warm tones and cool tones together, which you can definitely do with this palette. One little tip, if you will, is that if you're trying to mix warm tones and cool tones together, have one be matte and one be shimmer, because with the two different formulas you can overlay the shimmer over the matte and they're not going to mix together and muddy as they would if let's say they were a warm matte and a cool matte trying to go into one look. Just a little tipsy. And then last but not least, would I recommend this palette? Yes. Do I think everybody needs this palette? No. But do I think if this color story inspires you and it's within your beauty budget that you might really enjoy this palette? Yes, I would recommend this palette. If a friend said, Kyra, what do you think about this palette? Do you think I should get it? Do you recommend it? Yes, I recommend it. I just probably wouldn't purchase it again if, you know, knowing what I know now, I guess. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love doing look videos. Again, let me know which look was your favorite, and I hope you are all staying safe, well, and sensible, and I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video soon.